Secondary school students will be able to return to face-to-face classes once the Education Ministry achieves 65% or higher in its COVID-19 vaccination drive. Minister of Education, Youth and Information Fayval Williams is also encouraging everyone working within the education sector to take the jab. She made the call during a virtual parent town hall meeting on vaccination on Tuesday.
Just about 38,000 students ages 12 to 18 years have received a dose of the Pfizer vaccine since the start of government's children vaccination blitz over a week ago. The vaccination program is ongoing. Speaking at Tuesday's virtual parents' town hall meeting on vaccination, Education Minister Fayval Williams says each school should aim to achieve 65% in vaccination for students 12 years and older.
We see where our students, they are listening to what the Ministry of Health and Wellness is saying. I'm sure they're doing their own research as well. And together with their parents, they're making the decision to come forward, and we want to applaud them for that.
She's also encouraging all persons employed within the education sector to get vaccinated against the coronavirus.
All the persons who work in the education sector, at our schools, whether you are the security guard at the gate who helps to take temperature and give some sanitization, whether you are the groundsman, whether you are the maintenance person, the cook, administrator, in whatever office that you work. We're also imploring those persons who work within the education sector to be vaccinated.
The new school year begins today, September 1, and classes are set to resume on September 6. Minister Williams notes that schools should continue to abide by the protocols set out by the Disaster Risk Management Act as they wrap up the registration process.
We have advised that during this process that our school leaders, our teachers and administrators adhere to the orders in the Disaster Risk Management Act, Order number 9, under which we're living, and only have small groups of students on the school grounds at any one time. And that they should try to process the registration of our students as quickly as possible in order to avoid crowding at the school gate and on the school compound.
Minister Williams says her team will be guided by the Ministry of Health and Wellness as to when face-to-face classes will resume.
While we're waiting, our children will still have access to education via the online mode, via our learning kit, and via the audiovisual platforms that we have, much the same as you're used to in the last year. I know that many of you are parents who are hoping to see your children back in the face-to-face mode, but we're not quite there yet. We still have to wait to see how these COVID numbers play out and what the Ministry of Health and Wellness advises us.
The Education Minister and Director of Family Health Services in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Dr. Melody Ennis, responded to questions regarding extracurricular activities when face-to-face classes resumed.
Given the pandemic that we're in, I would doubt that we are going to be able to have extracurricular activities on our school grounds anytime soon. But, so that would be my assessment, unless Dr. Ennis could give us some better guidance. But that is the assessment that I would have, considering that doing extracurricular activities, if you're doing something physical, generally you have to take off your mask and so on. I cannot imagine that we are going to get to that point anytime soon in our schools.
I concur. We need to get those numbers up before we can consider relaxing our measures and allowing persons back into that intimate face-to-face setting.
Dr. Ennis says Jamaicans will see a difference in coronavirus-related cases once more persons are vaccinated. For the news on PBCJ, I'm Simone Absalom Gale.